Hello. I haven't posted on this channel in a while. A lot's been happening in terms of plants. Also, my hair is weird right now. We had leftover purple dye and it turned out to be more of like a blue indigo, so I'm just kind of like dealing with it until it goes away. The last frost date is approaching. We're currently in a heat wave. The rest of the country is having a blizzard, but it's like 80, almost 90 degrees and it's still February. Luckily, that means the seedlings are thriving. Pretty much all of the seedlings that I've started indoors have officially made their way outside into the patio, because that's kind of like my greenhouse seedling area for now. Most of the melons, unsurprisingly, died because it got too cold. They kind of all just withered. So I may end up restarting some. I think I've got maybe like 4 that made it. So I'm gonna restart that after the frost date has officially passed. Also, interesting news, our backyard fence has been completely replaced. Last year there was a hurricane here and a bunch of the fences got knocked down, and apparently the HOA has been spending an entire year arguing with the insurance company to finally get the fences replaced. So I'm very excited. It's kind of tall, and the posts are wood instead of metal like they used to be, so it might not be as strong, but it's a new fence we did not have to pay for. It was kind of cool getting to see everyone else's backyard. That was interesting. They also got rid of one of the gates, which is a little weird, so now I have even more fence area that I can put trellis netting on. My goal is to cover the fence with vines, growing plants vertically. So for like a couple months, green onions in this area were impossible to find. They were just all sold out pretty much everywhere, at least that we looked. So I have been doing that like old-fashioned kitchen thing and trying to regrow the bottoms of green onions, and it's working very well. Also, yes, that is the bottom of a milk carton. I'm also trying to grow some thyme. So I've actually filled this all the way up with dirt twice already, and they're just eating it all and growing lots of nice foliage, which I'm very excited about. And then here you can see all the little thyme coming up. So far, I'm having slightly more luck than I did with the mint. I cannot get mint to come up. If anyone knows how to grow mint from seeds, please tell me, because I just can't do it. I can't make it work. As far as the indoor plants, my house plant officially has a second leaf. I'm so proud of her. So I was looking up stuff about the pothos plant that I have, and I believe it is an Enjoy variegated pothos. I'm very happy with that plant. I'm also trying to grow a single radish. This is where I'm growing a single radish, because you will see how poorly the radishes are doing outside. I mean, they are doing great, but they're not doing great for radishes. This is the thing that I've noticed. I've tried to grow radishes multiple times, and I always just get lots of greens and no bulbs. But I will show you the outdoor radishes in a moment. Let's go outside, and I can show you all of the fun little seedlings that I've got going on. I'm excited. I'm growing so many new things. Look at them all. I guess I can start with the tomatoes. The tomatoes are getting their true leaves. These ones I plan on leaving in this container and just growing them from this. These are the yellow pear tomatoes. This one didn't come up, but I watered it and I think that's it. I think it just ended up coming up late on this side. So yeah, I've got yellow pear tomatoes. This is the pepper plant that Joe's mom gave me, and it's starting to put off flowers. But I noticed that some of the flowers were dying off, which made me think that it's not getting enough light, so I moved it outside because the weather is still looking pretty warm, so I think it's gonna do okay. I just need to make sure that it's getting enough light. Yeah, like, look at that. Lots of little buds. So hopefully this will grow a bunch of Thai peppers. And then this is the tomato plant, wild as ever, but I've actually gotten quite a few ripe tomatoes off of it. These are the 2 ones that I'm currently waiting to fully ripen. It's coming along. I still have lots of green ones, like you can see here. Still lots of green tomatoes, but it's an indeterminate tomato, so hopefully it'll just continue to throw off more flowers. Yeah, I kept it alive through the winter, and I think it's gonna be okay. So hopefully I will be able to transplant parts of it and grow even more cherry tomatoes. This entire tray is new. These are all asparagus beans. These are a type of long bean, and I want to build a trellis over our patio platform. This one is a top-notch bean. Beans always surprise me because they're such big plants and they always germinate so fast. The bushel gourd and the loofah gourds seem to be going perfectly well. I think as long as I can keep them going for the next couple weeks, I'll be able to move them outside. I have 2 Haugen melons left and 1 vine peach. These are all pepper plants that are growing slow and steady. These are all the bell peppers. These two are kind of behind, but these ones are getting true leaves, which makes me think that if I'm gonna plant peppers, I need to plant multiple in the same. I've got a zucchini plant going just for my own sake. And then these are more yellow pear tomatoes. As long as I can get enough of them going, I'd like to give some away, but that just depends if I can keep them all alive long enough. This one in the far back is the apple tree, and then all of these are the 3 types of okra that I have going. I tried to plant 2 of the baby Buddha okra, but I only got 1 to come up. And then I also have an emerald okra and an Okinawa pink okra. I'd like to grow more of each one, because I don't know if you need more than 1 to pollinate. That's another top-notch bean. And then I also restarted one of the cauliflowers because they just aren't looking great. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up restarting the other 2, but I will go show you that here in a second. They're not terrible, but they're not good. So, this is the new fence. That is 8 feet high, and then it goes down back to kind of what it used to be. My friend is lending me these cool big tubs so that I can grow potatoes in them, which I'm very excited about. And then these are the cauliflower, and as you can see, they're just kind of barely holding on. They're not doing great, so I might replant these ones as well. I started an egg carton full of kale just to see if it works. I had a pack of seeds, so I'm just gonna see if I can get kale to grow. The peas are doing fantastically. Look at how great the peas are doing. There's so many flowers. Look, and then I already have pea pods going. And it seems like they're getting pollinated, which is nice. But yeah, it looks great. I'm so happy with this. They're already like 3 feet high. And then these are the carrots that I thought weren't gonna come up. They did. They just took a really long time, but they figured it out, and so now I've got some carrots going. So at least I will probably get a couple root vegetables out of this. These are all of the beets. No idea what they're doing. We'll see if they work. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that is an oak tree, and I'm probably, yep, that's an oak tree. Yeah, I'm gonna pull that out. Look at that. Came out of an acorn. Yeah, that's an oak tree. Do I want to transplant it, do you think? I do really like acorns. Maybe I'll transplant it. And then these are the radishes. And if you look, oh, it looks so great, right? Look at all these greens. That's all they are. They are just greens. Like, if I pull these up, there's no radish on that. They didn't bulb at all, which makes me think that either the nitrogen in the soil is too high still, or more likely it's because they're all planted too closely. I was looking up a bunch of stuff online, and it seems like that's what the problem is. They're just too close. I don't know if I want to leave a couple just to get seeds, but for the most part, I think I'm going to have to pull these all out. But that means I can start moving something over into this garden bed. But I need to get more soil first. Actually, no, I've got some. But yeah, all of this is going to have to come out because these are not going to grow radishes. They're just not going to bulb at this point. They're too tall. But yeah, doesn't look too bad. I'm very excited about the peas. Compost. So it's been like 3 days since I filmed the first part of this video. My hair, as you can see, is a little bit lighter. I've been trying to wash out as much of the blue as I can because I figure it's gonna just fade to like a cool old lady gray. I did a stereotypical vlogger thing though. I forgot to record. My friend and I went to a nursery and I got a ton of stuff. I got 15 bags of soil so I can finally start filling out the garden beds. I really should have put on eyeliner before this. Whatever, you get my naked face. I also broke down and just got some mint. It's raining outside, can you hear it? I figure if I can't start it from seeds, I might as well just get some pre-established mint and then maybe it will infect whatever pot I put it in. Mint is supposed to be really hard to kill, but somehow I find a way. If it's a plant that's supposed to be really hard to grow, I can grow it pretty easily. But if it's something that is supposed to be an invasive weed, I will kill it. I don't know, it's a very weird situation. So even though we are like 4 or 5 days away from our official last frost date, I think based on the 10-day forecast, I can officially say that we are in the clear. So I bought some yellow bell pepper starts, which I'm very excited about. I've already transplanted 2 of them into a slightly larger pot. Peppers are a plant that like to be really close together, so I'm hoping that this won't be too little space, but I can always move them to a bigger pot later down the line. And then another thing that I saw at the nursery that I couldn't stop myself from getting because she's so gorgeous is a marble queen pothos. A huge marble queen pothos. I love her. She is my new child. She is a giant bushel of love and beautiful variegation. I just really like pothos. They're like my favorite houseplant. This one I'm probably gonna hang from the ceiling somewhere. Despite the fact that it's only been like 4 days, the pea plants are already like 4 feet tall. They're taking off, which is very exciting. I don't know if I want to just let them fully dry out so that I can shell them, or if I want to keep them as snap peas, which is the type of pea that they are, but they're doing so well. Also, I used the soil to finally put that metal garden bed outside. I've transplanted one of the loofahs just to see how it does. All things according to plan, it should be okay. I know some people in other parts of the country are having issues with contaminated soil, so we'll see. I also tore out all of the radishes. I would take you outside to show you, but it's raining, so I'm just gonna have to record B-roll footage later. I threw in a bit more compost. I transplanted the zucchini and one of the bean sprouts out there. I think I'm just being very overly cautious because I recognize now that the last frost date is finally approaching that I feel behind. Even though I've got like tons of sprouts started, I feel slightly behind, which I think is just the normal state of things. At least the rain means I don't have to water anything today. I've also started a tray of watermelons and peppers because those are some of the last things that I think you're supposed to start because those need a lot of warmth. So I have a bunch of really cool watermelon seeds, but I've never successfully grown a watermelon. And after I lost my orange watermelon seedlings, I decided that this year I'm just gonna try and grow regular crimson sweet cheap watermelon just so that I can learn how to do it, so that I can get the experience down, so that in the future when I want to grow my fun moon and stars yellow watermelon, I can do it and know that my seedlings won't die. It's really nice outside right now. Another thing that I'm waiting for to be delivered today is that I bought more rock tumbler grit, so I can finally start tumbling some of the other rocks that I've been collecting. I feel like most of them are just kind of gonna look like river stones and not really crystals, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Rock tumbling is another really fun hobby. We also bought a circular saw because I'm going to be building a partition wall in the living room, and I'm finally gonna start building those garden beds, because the time is now. These are all things that I need to start working on soon. Let's go look out the window. There it is. That's the loofah gourd. That lonesome loofah. And the peas getting very tall. This is really all I wanted to show you for now. I'll see you in like a week. Once the rain stops, I'm gonna start putting a bunch of the soil outside so that I can start transplanting everything outdoors. It's finally here. The gardening season is here. I'm very excited. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.